Many of us have been hearing about what has been happening to local businessman Hamis Kiggundu, also known as Ham Kiggundu, and he has been in a number of controversial issues concerning Diamond Trust Bank, and we all know that he's a very successful businessman in Uganda. However, in today's video, here to discuss the most important and recent position that the court has come up with concerning Ham Kiggundu's loan agreement that he had signed with Diamond Trust Bank and the rest. He had an issue back in 2020, and now there's a new position that has come up in 2023 that the court has finally given us that has caused an uproar all over Uganda. Well, in today's topic, we're going to discuss Ham Kiggundu and how he can get out of this funny predicament that has happened. So let's go. Welcome back to Simply Legal. Like I said, we're discussing a very controversial issue which concerns local businessman Hamis Kiggundu. And with me here, I have Counsel Morris, a very esteemed lawyer who is going to discuss, break down, simplify, and demystify exactly what is happening concerning this case of Hamis Kiggundu and Diamond Trust Bank Uganda and Kenya. Counsel Morris, thank you so much for joining us on the channel. You could introduce yourself more for the viewers to know you.
Thank you so much, Counsel Terry. My name is Counsel Morris Nwasharamu, and I'm happy to be here with you.
Okay. So, Counsel Morris,
yes,
I represent the people of Uganda. So many times, people have been sending me different tweets and different messages. Yesterday alone, I got so many tweets and messages from different friends on WhatsApp. They're saying, Counsel Terry, please demystify this thing for us. Simplify it in the most calm and innovative way possible for us to understand. Now, the people want to know, what is the genesis of Hamis Kiggundu and Diamond Trust Bank? Explain to us these two parties.
First of all, of recent, and it was way back on 6th of June, we received a locus class case.
Locus classicus?
Yes.
Please explain to the people what locus classicus is.
It is a case of its own where it sets a precedent, of which a precedent will be used over and over again in other commercial cases.
So in other words, the locus classicus is the case that begins any form of law, precedent. It's the one that sets the stage for something.
Basically, this case brought about agents banking. Agency.
What is agency banking?
Agents, let me say you are a banker. Let me say you are a businessman. You are holding a very crucial business authority.
Yes.
And you want to, on that authority, you want to give me or delegate some authority to me and start acting on behalf of you, of your company. So that's what we are looking at.
You'll be acting on behalf. You'll be acting as an agent on behalf of the other.
Yeah, that's what we are looking at today. So this agent banking, we are seeing how this locus class case has brought in. We are seeing Ham. We are talking about the appearance. Ham Enterprises, Kings International Uganda Limited, and Hamis Kiggundu versus DTB Uganda. That is Diamond Trust Bank Uganda and Diamond Trust Kenya Limited. So in this case, the first and the second appearance got credit from this first and second defendant.
That's Diamond Trust Kenya, Diamond Trust Uganda.
So
meaning it's Hamis Kiggundu and Ham Enterprises.
Exactly.
That got a loan from Diamond Trust Bank Uganda and Kenya.
Exactly. So we are going to see how does Diamond Trust Uganda act with Diamond Trust Kenya in Uganda. So the case brought up, first of all, we have said the first appearance was Ham Enterprises and Kings International Uganda Limited. They got in a loan or a credit from DTB Uganda and DTB Kenya. So from there, the court what it was looking at, the third appearant for that, who's Hamis Kiggundu, stood as a surety,
a guarantor.
A guarantor. Very
Yes.
good, very good. I was looking.
He was guaranteeing that if Ham Enterprises does not pay, he will be able to.
I was looking at the right word like that. So we are seeing at those two people. First of all, Ham, of course, when a company starts transacting, it is a legal entity.
Yes.
It is a legal person, artificial person. So now we are seeing at these two legal persons, legal entities, Ham Enterprises Uganda and Kings International Uganda. How do they come in? For them, they are allowed as per law because they are acting around. They are acting in Uganda. But then we are having Diamond Trust Bank Uganda acting with Diamond Trust Bank Kenya. The agent, now, the case was saying, oh, the lawyers for Diamond Trust Bank, those two banks, were saying they were acting in rules of agency. But when we are looking at the Financial Institutions Act and Financial Regulations Act of 2017
of Uganda,
we don't see anywhere where the bank, a foreign bank, will come in Uganda and act on the other bank. On act on behalf of the other bank.
Yeah.
Now, what the land justice, Chief Justice, held on 6 June, what he decided.
That's Owinyidolo.
Owinyidolo, yes. What he decided, he was questioning the ability and the authority. Are you hearing?
Yes.
The ability and authority of Diamond First Bank Uganda. I want us, those who are viewing us, to differentiate between Diamond First Bank Uganda Limited and Diamond First Bank Kenya Limited.
What's
those
the difference?
The difference it is this. Those two banks, they are different.
How?
You would say how? You would say how comes? Because they are all Diamond. No.
And that is sorry to cut you off.
Yes.
That is what's confusing so many people here in Uganda. The major questions people, the lay people who are not lawyers, are asking me is, Counsel Terry, does Diamond Trust Kenya have any legal presence in Uganda? So now I would want you to explain that more to the people.
As we are going by the regulations and rules of Uganda, we have Financial Institutions Act of 2004 of Uganda, and Financial Institutions Regulations of 2017 of Uganda. So when you go and check in those sections, from the first and the last to the last, you'll not find anywhere when they are saying a foreign bank, a foreign authority, a foreign governing bank can come in to help him to act on the behalf of the other.
So now, thank you so much for that. The major question I want to ask is Hamis Kiggundu right not to pay back that loan?
I would go by. I will not answer you that question straightly for purposes of anonymity. But going by, there is what they call good loan and bad loan. So what would be the very right question would be, was this loan a good loan or a bad one?
Okay.
So in the first instance, when we are under Diamond First Bank Uganda, it becomes a good loan. But then if you bring Diamond First Uganda and you connive it with Diamond First Bank Kenya,
if you connect the two,
you connect the two, there is syndicate. That syndicate,
a syndicate loan,
a syndicate loan, and which doesn't come in the laws of Uganda as per the laws, because what we are discussing today is as per the laws of Uganda. We are not looking at the interests of the people. We are looking at the laws of Uganda. And that's what the land justice, the Chief Justice Owinyidolo decided on 6 June of 2023, saying, I'm not seeing any kind in our laws of Uganda talking about agent banking. And more so, agent banking is allowed, yes, it is there in the books of the law. But agent banking with you are conniving or you are working with someone who's a foreigner, and you bring him in financial institutions of Uganda. That's why in this law, in this very case, they are saying Diamond Trust Bank Kenya Uganda, Diamond Trust Bank Kenya Limited is not authorized to act in Uganda.
And are you aware that that was a recent position that happened in 2020?
Sure, yeah.
When Ham actually won against these people, Diamond Trust. Now, their lawyer Fred Mwema was saying that first of all, Diamond Trust Kenya did not have legal presence in
They don't
Uganda.
have legal presence in Uganda.
Now, the people would want to know, what is legal presence? Explain it for them and also give a bit of the legal side.
Now, if we would go to the legal presence, if you were a foreign company, once if you are foreign company wants to operate in Uganda, let's use that language, wants to operate in Uganda, and you in that operation, you want to make it legal, like how you have said. First of all, you first have to register with URSB, Uganda Registration Services Bureau. There is what they call trademark. There is what they call copyright. There is what they call registered trademark. That one you can operate in very many countries as you can. But in this moment, we are seeing that this bank, specifically Kenya's bank, DTB, is not having legal authority to work in Uganda. And that's what the case stood on. That's what the judge stood on to judge.
Meaning that they're non-existent
to make a ruling. Because in the operations of Uganda, we are not seeing anywhere that Diamond Trust Bank, though you have the same rules as Diamond Trust Bank Uganda, you don't appear here.
People.
You are two different.
They are two different entities.
Two different entities.
So now, what, as we are, because I wanted people to understand this case of Hamis versus DTB.
DTB Uganda, DTB Kenya.
Now,
yes, Council.
What was the judgment that you could just give us a brief insight on what the judgment was that the land judge gave, and also how does it apply to law in Uganda moving forward, and also what were the major issues he looked at as we finalize?
Thank you so much. I know time is getting us badly, but let's finalize on this. What you are saying, what is the impact of this case? This case will teach people, this case will teach financial institutions, even other people who are planning to do businesses abroad, that when you want to act or operate in certain country, you first register officially
with the Registration Services Bureau in any country.
In any country. Then, after that, I would give an example. If Coca-Cola, it is a very brand company,
big brand all over the world.
A very big brand company, wanted to act in Kenya, wanted to act in America, where it is allowed. Why? Because it is registered and it is having its trademark all over those countries.
And if you noticed, for the dear viewers, you have Coca-Cola Uganda, Coca-Cola Kenya, Coca-Cola America. So they have their own subsets.
In fact, when you are, especially if we are talking with some lawyers here, when you are looking at the brand of Coca-Cola, you'll see Coca-Cola at the end, in the corner, in the top corner, there is ARA. That ARA means it is a registered trademark. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand.
But when you look at these two banks in issue, they don't
Diamond
have that.
Trust Bank, Kenya, and Diamond Trust Uganda.
They don't have that. So that's what we want to see. That's what the impact will put. That's the impact that will be put by this case. That when you want to operate in another country, first to regulate, first to work with the authorities in those countries, so that you are registered in that country.
Now, one final question is this: the land judge Owinyi-Dolo said that the previous judge who presided over Hamis Kiggundu's case, who was Adonyo,
yes.
Justice Adonyo,
yes.
erred in his judgment. Now, the public would want to know, because we have so many businessmen all over Uganda, and many of them go and get international loans, all loans from, let's say, Bank of South Africa, Bank of America, where. What is the financial implication of this? Because Hamis Kiggundu is one of the very many examples of people who have gotten loans abroad, and somewhere along the way, it doesn't turn out well. So what is the implication financially for the businessmen who want to move forward? They would want to know, what laws do they rely on? Or they may not look at specific sections or acts, but at least they should know there's a Financial Institutions Act. There was this position of that. So at least you could smoothen it for us.
As we finalize, this is what we could look at, or what those people could look at. There are many people who go abroad and get loans, get credits, and they end up paying them, and they clean everything. But now, in this case, where the judge, the land justice, was saying that Justice Adonyo erred in law and fact. Now, if those individual or legal entities want to get loans or credits somewhere else, it is allowed, but you go according to the law. They would say ignorance of the law will not make you what? Innocent.
Ignorance of the law is no defense.
And even it's not any defense. So, but as long as you go with the laws, that alone will make you successful. Yes. But before we finish, I wanted the viewers to understand.
Please.
I wanted the viewers to understand this. Agent banking, it is allowed in our laws. We are not saying that we are going away with it. No. Let us be clear on this. Agent banking is allowed in our laws. How? You can have Centenary Bank, you can have Diamond First Bank, but they allow other agents who are working within the vicinity or the jurisdiction of Uganda. Are you getting me, Mr. Kahuma?
Yes, to act on behalf of them.
To act on behalf of them, but within Uganda. But this bank, no, oh, you say my bank, I will not give authority to another person to go and act for me on my behalf in another country. Are you getting it?
So meaning, if a local businessman wants to thrive in Uganda, he wants to start importing his goods here in Uganda, if he wants to go and get a loan from Bank of America, okay, if he wants to get a loan from, let's say, housing finance.
Yes.
Or he wants to get a loan from, even if it's abroad, let's say he wants to get from Bank of America, he cannot use Housing Finance Bank to get it from Bank of America. People would want to know that specific thing. How do they get loans from there? What laws apply concerning that? Because many businessmen get syndicate loans. How do they, what regulation is there?
And now, this is what we are saying. When you want to get a loan from other countries, first abide by the laws of those countries.
Oh, that you're getting a loan from.
And again, relate it to the laws which are in your home country. Now, for example, in our country, we have Financial Institutions Act. We have Financial Institutions Regulations. First, see those regulations. Then go ahead, get your credit somewhere else, not to Uganda, but according to our regulations in Uganda. Because you'll find in one way you have contravened or you have gone ultra-vires the law.
Well, people would want to understand what ultra-vires means for the general public.
Against, it means against.
Acting against.
Against. You are not in. You are not pro.
You're not within the law.
You are not within the law.
Now, just one final question. Thank you so much, Council. But one final. Many people get these syndicate loans from different banks. And agreements are signed.
Yes.
This is something important that I've always wanted people of Simply Legal to know. I have gotten a loan from Bank of America. Yeah? Their representative bank is Stanbic Bank, because I'm just giving a scenario.
Very good.
I'm getting $12 million from Bank of America. Their representative bank is Stanbic Bank. Stanbic Bank comes from South Africa because they trust that it's near. It's kind of near to them. Now, I go and borrow from, I borrow 12 million from Bank of America. I get another 10 million from Stanbic Bank, South Africa.
Yes.
Or let's say Stanbic Bank here in Uganda.
Yes, Council.
Let's say we signed the agreement here in Uganda. And you know, of course, most agreements, even loan agreements, have that it's going to be within the laws of Uganda, or the laws of Uganda will apply here.
Yes.
So suppose the laws of that agreement are also within the laws of the other country.
Now, the case in point what you have brought is that this Central Bank of America has an understanding, what we call in law memorandum of understanding, with the Bank of Stanbic Bank. Yes, Stanbic Bank. What we know in the abiding laws of the Stanbic Bank, Uganda, there will be a clause or a condition that they are acting with on behalf of
Bank of America.
Bank of America. So that one we have nothing to do with that. There is nothing wrong with that.
What about the laws? It will apply the laws. There are certain clauses in every agreement that the laws of Uganda will apply, the laws of America will apply.
Now, what I wanted you people and the viewers to know is one. This Diamond Trust Bank, Uganda Limited, and Diamond Trust Bank, Kenya Limited, they are acting differently. They don't have that intertwining laws. The other one is in Kenya, another one is here in Uganda, acting differently. You may say, I have a relative in Kenya, or I have a relative in Sudan, for you are here in Uganda, but he has his own national ID of Sudan, for you have of Uganda. When they bring you without any other document, whether birth certificate or what, you are not the same. You see? Though you say, we were born together, no, it's not how it is done. There are what it needs proofs. Yes, you are of the same relation. But how can we prove that?
Countries.
How can we prove that? You bring your documents. The other one will bring the document from South Sudan, for you bring the document from Uganda. You are two completely different people. So in this instant case, there is Diamond Trust Bank Uganda Limited and Diamond Trust Bank Kenya Limited. In that, we are seeing two different people, two different entities, legal entities, everyone acting on its own behalf.
So,
let me first finish this. Now, when you bring the instance of Kenya, rather instance of Central Bank of America and Syndicate Bank, we see they have some collaboration, some bit of collaboration. Yes, you can proceed.
So, Council Morris, before we finish this video, the viewers of Simply Legal would really love to know, what was the ruling in this case?
Oh, thank you, Council.
In this particular appeal, because this is an appeal case in the Court of Appeal, not so? So, what was the ruling in this?
To correct you, first of all, it was not in the Court of Appeal.
Where was
this? This was in the highest court in the land. That is the Supreme Court. And it was by one single quorum. What do I mean on that? What does that mean? It was held by one single judge, and that is Chief Justice in fact, Owunyidoro. And what he was pondering on, or what he based on to rule, it was about agent banking. How does agent banking correspond with our rules in our country, with our laws in our country?
So in this case, in relation to Hamis Kiggundu, what did he say about Hamis Kiggundu, his enterprise, and DTB?
He put a question of law. How does a foreign bank come in to act as an agent of another bank in the home country? A foreign bank come in to act as an agent of another bank in their home country. That is the ruling where it bases from. First of all, he was saying agent banking and talking about, I will not read all the judgment here, but when you go and look for that judgment of 6 June 2023 this year, you'll find out he was ruling about the agent banking. Then, what does agent bankers, or those who act on the principle, who act for their principle, let me say in this instance is Diamond Trust Bank Uganda. How do they correspond with the laws of Uganda? That's why he cited the Financial Institutions Act and
also the regulations
and the regulations of 2017. So that's what it was all about, the ruling, and he was saying what the law can only allow is one, that agent banking should be working within the vicinity of that very country.
Within the laws of Uganda.
Within the laws of Uganda. Not going beyond. When you go beyond, there are other laws which which come in to act on that, or to work on that.
So in other words, was he saying that DTB is right to get their money back from Ham Enterprises?
Yes.
So meaning that, in other words, Ham Enterprises must pay DTB Bank for the loan that he got of 120
In fact, when you are
million.
talking about DTB, bring it out. We are talking about two different entities. So when you say DTB, someone who may go astray and say which DTB are you referring to? Right now, we are referring to DTB Bank Uganda Limited. The law was excluding DTB Bank Kenya Limited.
Okay.
That's what all the judgment was about.
Okay. So one final question: in the submissions that I read that the lawyer of Ham gave, or in his submission he was saying that DTB Kenya and DTB Uganda was wrong to remove the funding, the money that was owed to them.
Very good.
Now the viewers want to understand: is Hamis Kiggundu entitled to his money?
Yes.
Or not? Or is he entitled to paying back the loan after all that we have discussed? That's the major thing that they want to
that's
know.
what they major want. Viewers, you should understand what we have been discussing previously on this video, that what the laws or what this case has set is setting a precedent, showing what should be done when certain something happened. For example, in this instance, you are saying Hamis Kiggundu got. In fact, it's not Hamis Kiggundu who got the loan. It is his company which got the credit from these two banks. So is he obliged by law to pay back? Is this what you want to know?
Yes. Is Ham Enterprises his company? Is it entitled to paying back?
In fact,
that loan?
this case, what is setting around or what is setting on is for these companies, specifically Ham Enterprises Uganda and Kings International Uganda, to pay this loan.
Meaning that Ham Enterprises and Kings are supposed to pay back that loan.
Yeah.
To DTB Bank and DTB Kenya.
Specifically now they are saying you pay back to DTB Bank Uganda.
Because it's the one that's recognized here.
Because in our laws we are seeing only DTB Uganda.
Okay.
We are not seeing any other bank.
Okay.
Though you may be similar in the names or what,
but they are different.
They are different.
Okay, Uncle Council Morris, any final words to the viewers? Anything you could give them both a legal advice and also social?
Thank you so much, Council Terry, for hosting me, and I'm glad to be here. And I would be happy when you invite me again. What I would say finally, for those who are viewing, I always view your simple legal on YouTube. I would encourage them to view. Because this is where the legal minds meet and dissect the matter. Thank you so much. And I would like to oblige these viewers to continue subscribing, continue supporting you, because when you need an information about the legal matters and you find it here on YouTube, it is something of a relief. You see that? And again, I would want to wish you all the best in what you are doing.
Oh, thank you so much, Council.
I'm happy that you have invited me, and I will be glad to continue working with you.
Oh, thank you so much, Council.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, and the people have been able to understand from a legal mind. I love the way you've discussed everything. People have been able to understand. Personally, you've even taught me a lot, actually, because I had so many things that were pending, but then I heard about this case of Hamis. So then I had to organize my mind, but I thought about you, and now I've demystified it for people. For those who are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and most importantly, be sure to pay back your loans, people, because it's going to look very funny when you borrow from abroad and then let's say you cannot pay back, or even with local money lenders, at least even if you do not pay back the full sum that you borrowed, you could be paying in bits, maybe 20% to 10%. You show the lender that you're willing and able to pay back. Most importantly, always follow the law. The law is here to protect you. Remember, ignorance of the law is no defense. Share and subscribe. Until next time, we'll see you. Bye.